three. Point number three. And this to some people it may sound somehow. It may sound somehow, but to me it's an important aspect of marriage that you should also talk about. You have to talk about your location. Are you relocating? Where are we going to stay after marriage? It's very, very important. And let me use myself as an example again. Okay, while my husband and I were dating, my husband was living in Ikorodu. For those who Ikorodu in Lagos, for those who know Ikorodu very well, you know that that place is traffic. That place is, I don't know, the traffic along that road is something else. And when we were dating, I usually tell him, babe, you have to. I know you love to live in a very big apartment. You like when and houses in Ikorodu are very, very big. For me, I cannot close from work at by 5 or 5:30 and I'll now start joining to Ikorodu. Most of the times when I'm going to visit him while we were dating, before I get to Ikorodu, all my makeup would have smelled because of traffic, heat and everything, and I'll just be angry. I'm like, when I get there, babe, you cannot live here. We have not even started talking about marriage then. I told him I cannot live in Ikorodu with you. So we relocated because there's already an understanding before the marriage. I told him, babe, we have to relocate. The stress will be too much. And even then, I was working on the island, so I was like, how will I be waking up by 4:30? By 4:30, when will I even leave the house? When will I have time for you? When will I have time for my children? When will I have time for myself? If I may leave the house by 4:30 and 12 o'clock, I'm not home. 11 p.m., I'm not home yet. So it was a discussion we had before marriage, and before we got married, he relocated. So these are some of the things you have to talk about. Location and relocation. You have to ask as well. For those who relocate to another state, I used to say this. I usually say this. I love my husband, but there are some states. If he does not live in Lagos, he lives in other states. Of course, I would relocate to his state. But trust me, I'm not going to relocate to a rural area with a man. They just to be like, hey, eat we start. Feeling, oh my god, please, I need that fun, baby, please. Oh my god, I'm hot. They just to be like. So back to our discussion. What I'm saying is that okay, so about the relocation, of course, women are all in this part of the world. Women are always expected to relocate to wherever their husband is. But if, for example, if I want to relocate, if I'm in that position that I need to relocate to my husband's state, trust me, it has to be the city of that state. And plans have to, we have to make plans. For me, I love to work. Like I said earlier, what are your plans for me? Because obviously if I'm relocating from Lagos to say Enugu, I'm definitely going to quit my job here. What are your plans for me, or what plans do you have for me for job? And trust me, I am not going to relocate to Enugu with you and be living in the rural or a rural area where there is no job, where we will only be seeing people that are farming. No, if I'm going to relocate with you, it has to be the city of any state we are going to. So these are some of the things you would like to discuss with your partner before marriage. Trust me, you don't want to go into marriage and then you have what's it called, you have everything running for you. You have all your life you have lived in a city, and then you relocated into the deepest part of the state. Say you're living in a forest, the man is living in a forest, and you feel, oh, it's marriage can take us anywhere. I don't know what else to say about that, because I don't want to sound as if the woman I don't want to sound as if I don't want to sound selfish, of course. Still on the relocation, see, as a woman in this part of the world, it is always expected that the woman relocates to wherever her husband is. Now, for example, you're in Lagos and you have a good job, you have a well-paid job in Lagos, and then your husband is living in another state but still in Nigeria, and you know that your office or your company does not have a branch wherever you're going to, so it means you have to quit your job. You have to, like, discuss with your partner, what are the plans you have for me? Will I start Should I start submitting application to companies in that area? Because of course I had someone who did that. She relocated to Ogun State and she was working in Lagos. She lived and was working in Lagos when she was single, and like few months to I'm ready, she started applying for jobs in Ogun State, and to God be the glory, she got a job even before I think 2 or 3 weeks to her marriage. She got a job in Ogun State. So you have to talk about those things. Do not just marriage is marriage time. You pack everything you like, you resign, and then there's no hope to start something. That's how comes up. So many people who go into marriage, they are frustrated at the early stage of their marriage. They are frustrated because most of them have worked all their life, and they cannot just cope with the fact that they don't have anything they are doing. That's why you get into marriage, they end up getting frustrated, and the reason is because prior to their wedding or marriage, all they want, all they are thinking about is just marriage. So let's see, there's all to life. There's more to life than just getting married. Marriage is just a means to an end. When you get inside the marriage, now you are inside the marriage, what are you going to be doing? So talk about those things. You have to talk about and make plans ahead. All right. So that's that about relocation and location. Now the fourth thing to talk about before getting married is you talk about your in-laws. In-laws. And B, you have to talk about your in-laws. See, don't just assume that this man knows that my sister is somewhere. He knows that my sister is somewhere. So many people don't like to accommodate other people. Some people are, once a third party is in the house and once that person is not their family, you see them, they start giving different attitudes, a lot of body language that even the person that came to visit will be able to read that this person does not my stay. In fact, I've overstayed my welcome. So you have to talk about your in-laws. How are we going to receive our in-laws? Like in some marriages, in some churches, rather, when you're going for your counseling, your marriage counseling, they tell you that for this period, you don't allow anybody to come and stay and sleep in your house. So that the reason is so that both of you can bond well. So talk about it. How many months or what's the duration we are going to use before people start coming or our family starts coming to visit? Like me, I'm a family person. My husband just starts anywhere you are, they will find anywhere you are. My siblings will come and look for you. So me too. I used to go to my sister's place a lot. So we are just like that. So he knows. We talked. I did not just assume. We spoke about all these things before marriage. That my siblings. In fact, one is coming this afternoon to come and carry food. Is that funny, right? So don't just assume that my husband will understand. And then when you're dishing food for your sibling, your husband is hungry. You're give my add them money, you are packing it and you're giving it to your siblings or your family. So know the kind of person you're getting married to. Talk about those things. In-laws will, if we have misunderstanding, are you the kind of person that likes to take your matter or your whatever that happens to you, you like to talk about it, you like to take it to your family. If you have to talk about it, for example, someone like me, I love when there's any issue, misunderstanding, let us trash it out, let us talk it between ourselves, not the one that anything you carry your phone, you are calling your mom, you are calling your dad, you're calling your sister. I do not want that. So it's an understanding that we had before marriage, and God so good till we got married, we have never had any cause to call anybody to come. Even while we were dating, for the number of years we dated, there was never a time that we had a misunderstanding and then we have to call a third party or any family member to come and help us resolve. So that's, you have to talk about so many things that has to do with your in-laws, because trust me, there are so many marriages out there that most of the problems they are facing is from in-laws. So talk about it. How are we going to entertain them? Are they going to stay with us? Are we going to allow our in-laws live? Not, this one is not visit that they will spend 2 or 3 days and go. Are we going to allow our in-laws live in our house? You have to talk about all those things before marriage. Point number 5, you have to talk about house chores. Yes, it may sound funny, but it's not funny. One of the things they don't tell so many ladies, especially ladies, that when you were single, you had siblings that do share house chores, that you what, do the dishes, or sweep the floor, or do laundry. But when you get married, it is just you. In fact, this part of the world, culture expects that it is the woman that should do everything. So you have to talk about it. To be agree on division of labor when we get married. And if you're a man, you don't know how to do those things. All well and good. What are your plans? What plans do you have? Will there be somebody that will be coming in once in a while to live to help us do those house chores, because trust me, only me cannot come and work and die. Do you get it? So these are some of the things that you would want to talk about before marriage. Some men, my husband does not like help. He has, like, while we were dating, he usually use it to sing. I don't like house help. So he does not want it, and of course he helps out in the house. But not that you don't like house help. You cannot help me. You want me to die? So talk about it. Do we agree on division of labor? If yes, what house chores do you love? Would you love to help me with when we eventually get married? What and what can you pick up in the house to do for us? Not for me, oh, it's our house. What and what can you help to do in our house while I focus on other things? So you want to talk about these things. Some people don't like leaving house help. Like me, even I usually say then that even if I want to have house help, I don't like leaving house help. I love people that will just come one or two or three times in a week, do whatever they want to do and go. So it's an understanding that we've had before marriage. And even there's this thing that we also have, we have also spoken about extensively while we were dating, although it's not part of the points I listed here, it just came to my mind. It's about the school this we at sorry, the school our children we attend. My husband hates boarding school. And I used to love boarding school a lot. I used to love it, but the guy does just he would always tell me that let them go and come back. I want to be part of their life. I want to know what is going on in their life. I want to be part of it. I don't want my child to be somewhere, in a school, and I don't know what he's eating. I don't know anything about it. We have had that discussion. So my whole love for boarding school, I know it that this guy, he gave me so many reasons, and I saw business with him, and it's never going to be an issue when the time comes, because I am never going to even suggest it that let's take our children to boarding school, because it is something I know that he does not like. So these are some of the things that you want to talk about, you want to resolve before starting your home. So before I digress completely, let me go back to my points. What was I talking about? Sorry. Okay, do we agree on division of labor, or we should get help? So you have to talk about it. Are we going to agree on division of labor, or we get help? These are some of the things you should talk about. So the next point is, how do we express love? This is very, very important. I'm going to link one of my videos where I spoke about love language. What you have to know your partner's love language. Everybody loves to be loved in a certain type of way. Hence, the way you receive love, or the way you accept and give love, may not be the way I accept and give love. So you have to ask your partner, what are your love language? What is your love language? What is your love language? You have to ask your partner. Like for me, I love words of affirmation. I love words of affirmation. When you see me, when I look beautiful, tell me. Don't just see me and smile. My husband do that a lot. When we're dating, but now I really appreciate the fact that he says it when you are beautiful. Like when did my makeup for this video, he told me, you're beautiful. I love that. Not the one you see me. There was a time, okay, let me, this is just for the laughs, okay? There was a time I got to work and my colleagues were appreciating me. Hey, sexy married woman, fine girl, stuff like that. And my husband was at home, he didn't go to work that day. He was on leave. And I called him, did you not see me when I left the house? And I was like, yes, I saw you. So you did not see that I look beautiful when leaving the house. And he said he saw it, but it's because I was rushing. Why didn't you tell me? So I am that kind of person. I love words of affirmation. So you may want to know your partner's love language. Some people may be in receiving gifts. They love gifts such that when there's a special occasion in their life and you fail to give them gifts, it will be like you have killed them. Yes, there are some people like that. So you have to create time to talk about your love languages. All right. So two more points here. I don't want to really make this video lengthy. So the next point is, you have to know your partner's take on social media, and this is very, very important. We are in a world where everybody just want to post their life on social media, and there are some people that are very, very private. And when I mean private, they are very, very private. They don't like to, you barely see anything about them on social media. And even if they want to post anything on social media, it's either maybe they are posting a quote, a motivational quote or something. You want to know the kind of partner you're getting married to. Like my husband, he does not like, he barely post anything on social media. The only time you see my husband post something is about maybe your birthday, or if we are having a special occasion. That's when you see him post, and I understand that about him. I can never be angry that my husband, you don't post my pictures on social media. You know, I know that before we got married that my husband is not this person. In fact, if I most of the times when I post this picture and say lovely things, I love to post things on social media. Of course, I'm a content creator, right? I love to give people content, and he understands this. Of course, there's a limit to what I post. Even there's sometimes when I want to post something, he said, "No, you can't post this." Of course, but of course, he allows me. It is what I like, but we have an understanding. The fact that I post and he doesn't like to post, I don't get angry. I don't get upset because it is something I know he doesn't like to do. In fact, my husband is so funny that when you post something about him on social media, when I post something on my status, I'll have to call him. Have you checked my status? Is that bad? You will call him to go and check, and he say, "Yeah. Did you post something?" He's even he will not post and he will not check your status. He does not have time. So he's that kind of person. So you may want to talk about your partner's take on social media. And the last one I want to talk about, the last but not the least aspect, and it may sound funny, but as funny as it used to create problem in marriages. Yes, it is game. Like you have to have this discussion with your partner. What type of game or what kind of game do you like? Like my husband loves to watch football, and when I see someone loves football, he's such a fan of football that he can go inside a hole. He can go inside a hole to watch football. So I already know this about him. So it's not a problem when he's going to watch match or when his what's it called? His club is playing. Even when his club is not playing at home, when we are watching, when we are watching, whenever any club is playing, my husband would love to watch football. And when he's watching, I will just take my phone and be surfing the internet, or I'll just do some other things. Or most of the times I watch the football with him. And even at times when he has to go out, most of the times he goes out to watch football. Even when we just newly get married, when we newly got married, I think was it weeks after our wedding, my husband would go out to watch football, and then I'll be like, "Now, wow, this is what I'll be facing." But I know before we got married that this person is a football fan, so there is no problem. It's not a problem. There's some that is video game. Although me, I hate that video game. I hate it with passion. But if your partner's own is video game, you have to understand there are some people that the reason I hate that video game is because whenever they are playing that game, it's like their body, soul, and spirit, their soul, everything is in that game, and you're talking to them, they are not even listening. That's the reason I just hated that game. It's not like there's any other reason attached to it. But there are some, there's these video games. I even have there's my younger brother's fiance loves to play video games. She's a lady. She loves football like any other thing. If she sits down and she's analyzing football, you'll be wondering that is this one a woman? And she's talking about football like this, like that's what she loves. So you have to talk about it. So she and her husband, they love our fiance rather. She and my brother, they love to watch football, so they can decide not to eat in the house and be watching video game or be playing video game or be playing football. It's an understanding that they both have. He knows that it's her passion. She loves to do this. So you may want to talk about all these things before marriage, because these are some of the things that brings little issues in marriage. Imagine if I don't know that my husband loves football. There are sometimes that I just want us to be together. I want us to gist. I want us to talk. And in fact, he would have been telling me since if he wants to watch football 3 p.m. the next day, he would have been telling me from now. There's ball tomorrow. We have match tomorrow. Not that when it's time to go, you now be frowning your face or you not want me to watch. So I heard it. It's an understanding that we both have. All right. So this brings us to the end of the video. I hope you're inspired. I hope you have picked or you have learned one or two things from this video. All right, so I'll see you in my next video, but until then, I pray God blesses everything you lay your hands upon. See you in my next video. Bye bye.